Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is Arkadiusz Pawłowski, and we're here with Mark Little, one of the developers and the brains behind WWE 2K18. First of all, amazing game. I'm a huge fan. Everybody who watches, everybody who reads knows that. But I've only had a chance to play a couple of matches, but it seems that this game takes the cake.
Well, we're glad to hear you're enjoying it. I mean, absolutely, we think that WWE 2K18 is the best game we've made so far. There's a lot of improvements to the graphics and to the gameplay, and a little bit of something for everyone.
And for me, I know I asked you this earlier, but I think everybody needs to listen and also realize how difficult the process is, because it's an annual game. It comes out every single year, and every single year you have to produce. You have to give something. You have to give something better, because you have to give the fans the reason to pay the money, and we have so many reasons this year. So how does the whole process work?
Well, you know, the process is really, it's kind of simple in some ways. You know, everyone on our team is a huge lover of the WWE and of this game. So, you know, we always have ideas that we're excited about exploring and thinking about. And so some of it comes down to, like, where do we want to go with the game in the long run? What's our overall direction and vision for this product? But then a lot of it has to do with, when we're done the game, we want to hear what the fans think too. And we want to hear feedback from our community and the fans about what they liked, what they might not have liked, things they're interested in the future. And then we make decisions about where we want to go for the upcoming year. But for things like gameplay, I mean, we always have a list of things we're excited to try and do, and it never feels like we have enough time to get it all done. So we're always working on next year's title, we're always thinking about it, and even now this week we have our teams actually have mocap shooting motions for next year's game already.
Any particular names that are doing the mocap, like WWE names, or you can say?
We don't like to talk about who goes to the mocap facility. It's a bit of a industry kept secret.
Okay. Every single year you have something groundbreaking, like a feature, a game mode, something that makes the like for me, like looking throughout the history, we had the GM mode, which I really enjoyed. Like obviously we had the WWE Universe, which right now it's getting better and better each year, and this year we have the Road to Glory mode. So tell me something more about that.
Well, Road to Glory is our new mode for your My Player experience. So before we had your career and had a My Player, but we wanted to make your My Player even a bigger deal in our game, and it's something we want to continue investing in the future. So this year you create your My Player, who you can take into a career mode like you have in the past and have a really cool narrative-based backstage career mode this year, but we wanted to have a different experience to do with your My Player as well, and that's what Road to Glory is all about. And what that mode allows you to do is it follows along with the real-world WWE pay-per-view schedule. So if next month's pay-per-view coming up is Hell in the Cell, you will have that amount of time to get yourself and earn your way with your My Player through playing other My Players online into that pay-per-view weekend. And during that weekend, there'll be special challenges for you to try and complete. And if you complete them, you'll be earning cool rewards along the way. And if you complete all the challenges, you'll get a cool, unique pay-per-view reward that's for your custom My Player. So for us, it's kind of cool because it's a longer play experience for your My Player, and then you can play along against other people's My Players with the real-world WWE schedule.
This is amazing because in many games that revolve around fighting, obviously wrestling is like a discipline. it's in a league of its own. But in a fighting game, it's all about the replay value, and here you can have a long experience. And another thing, when thinking about the categories of fighting games, you have 203 playable characters. I checked the power rankings. At this point, it's 203 characters in a game. Wow, that's amazing. It is crazy, and with all the legends, with all the current superstars, with all the names that might seem kind of obscure to many of the younger viewers, that's amazing. But there will also probably be some downloadable content. So, how many characters can we really expect?
Well, you know, I don't like to quote an exact number because everybody counts the roster different. Is there only one Undertaker or is there four? That's a topic of hot debate. But yeah, this is definitely the largest roster we've ever had. It was an effort of great proportions for our team to get it done this year, but it's something we're really proud about. And for the reasons you say, is there's a little bit of something for everyone. It depends. Every era you can think of in WWE history, we have superstars from those eras, as well as the most complete active roster in any game we've ever had, including a lot of the newcomers to the NXT and even the cruiserweight division of Live 205. So.
This is a question that I don't want to ask, but I'm pretty sure that many people will ask it, so I will just do it. Why 95 overall for Roman Reigns?
Doesn't everybody love Roman Reigns?
Yeah, doesn't everybody love Roman Reigns? Okay, next question. Continuing with the topic of the progress, I see many of the things taken, maybe not taken, but similar to games like NBA 2K18, which is also a game that I love, that I play a lot, and I think that it all broadens the experience for the players. What else can you actually? I know this is a very tough question, because when you're doing something on such a high level each year, well, there has to be a limit. There has to be a moment where you just can't make it any better. So, can you share like one idea that you have? Maybe not for the future version, but maybe for the future versions. Something groundbreaking, because at some point there just has to be a limit.
Jest już ciemno, ale wszystko jedno.
You know, I think that obviously one of the things that's really, really hard with these games is the number of people involved. And this year we went from 6 men historically up to 8 men matches. In the future, we'd like to go even farther. I mean, I know fans have cried and really want to experience a true Royal Rumble of 30 men in the ring all at once, which is just absolute craziness. But, you know, those are the sorts of things that I think that, you know, will take us time to get there, because we're already pushing the boundaries of performance for graphics and gameplay at the 8-man match types. But those are things that, you know, while they're hard, they're things we don't shy away from. They're things that we, for ourselves, want to find a way to find that next step and take that next leap and get to a new level of gameplay.
And I would like to finish this interview with asking you a question, not about the WWE 2K, but about the WWE itself. Who is your favorite wrestler? Because I'm pretty sure that to talk about it with such passion and to be involved in such a project, you have to be a huge fan.
I mean, yeah, I mean, I don't call myself a huge fan, just because some of the guys on our team take it to a whole different level. But obviously,
they are calling you a mark or what?
That was very. I see what you did there. Yeah, that was good. No, I mean, so hard to pick one. If I had to pick one, I mean, I'm a big fan of Finn Balor. I love the way he wrestles. I love his persona. I like how he's even changed a little bit over time inside of the WWE. So, you know, he's one of my favorites. One of my historic favorites is Bret the Hitman Hart, a Canadian, so, you know, he's got a special place in my heart. But there's so many, and that's the thing I love about the WWE, there's so many characters to like for so many different reasons, you know. And
Roman Reigns.
yeah, everybody loves Roman Reigns.
Right.
Everybody loves to maybe not like Roman Reigns, but I mean that's part of the fun, right? Is like sometimes the people you have the best relationship or the most strong connection to are people you don't like.
That's funny. I'm actually this is like more of an inside joke, because I'm a huge fan of Roman Reigns and I believe that he is actually fantastic. It's just that he is put in scenarios that are really difficult for him to work with. And
yeah, I think that people reacting that strong is the goal, right? And the one thing we hear all the time from the wrestlers when we talk to them about ring psychology and just being a wrestler is like, the one thing you don't want to hear is nothing when you walk out. If they cheer or they boo, you're winning. So Roman Reigns must be doing something right.
That's true, and this is one of the last things I would like to talk about. Ring psychology. This is actually fantastic, because in different games that revolve around fighting, Tekken, Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, you name it. Well, it's all about the damage. It's all about the fight. It's all about the blood, sweat, and tears. In WWE, it's all about the story. It's all about the drama. It's all about making a spectacle. And what do you feel in particular makes WWE 2K18 so close to the real deal, to the real thing?
Well, I think it's all the little things. It's not ever just one thing, right? It goes all the way from the beginning, like the way the entrances look, the way they come out, How does the crowd sound? Did the crowd react in the right way? All those little nuanced parts really pull together that overall story because, as you said, matches go through like almost chapters, like a real story. Like what happens in the early part of the match, what happens in the middle, and ideally it's all setting up to some big finish and some interesting, exciting twist potentially at the end. And all the elements of our game have to pull together so that when you get to that crescendo moment, you have that payoff that you want. Yeah.
That's amazing. I would like to thank you very much, not only for spending your time on this interview, which was as great as pretty much every Romana Reignsa's promo, but also on making this game and making something for the WWE universe, WWE community. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you.